Welcome to BRANDisam webinar. See, hope you're all doing great there. Uh, we got participants all across India, and we are going live from Kerala. Here, climate is not good. It's summer actually, but still the climate is not that much good here. Not only weather condition, but also India's financial condition, financial climate, economic climate is also not good. But it's a cycle, once it will fall down and another day it will rise up. But as an entrepreneur, as a business student, or as a businessman, what you have to do is you have to learn day by day, and you have to learn each day, and you have to form a strategy, and you have to implement that strategy in your business. So consider it as a learning platforms. Definitely at the end of the day, you learn something from this webinar. And don't expect tips or tricks from this webinar, because we are not going to give any tips. This webinar is exclusively for those who want to dig deeper into contents or into a book, because you can't answer indirect questions by learning tips or tricks. Business is all about indirect questions. You don't expect any direct questions from business. So to answer indirect questions, you need to dig deep down into a book. So here we are going to give you some spark about the topic changing consumer behavior. Right. We are going to handle three topics. We divided this topic into three categories, by the way. No big deals, as Steve Jobs once said in Stanford commencement speech. No big deals, just three stories from my life. Likewise, we are going to share three important parts. That is, what is consumer behavior? I swear we are not going to share any theories or any kind of lecturing here. We're going to share some practical tips. And second topic is major changes in buying trends. It's changing day by day. So what are the major trends have been happening in the current market? And major brands marketing strategies. These three topics. And the majority of the session is going to handle by Mr. Jeevan Uttaman. He's the Chief Training and Research Head of BRANDisam. I'll invite him later. Jeevan, are you there?
Yes.
Okay, right. Before that, I'm going to give you an idea about consumer psychology or consumer behavior. Both are almost same. Through an example, right? Suppose, just imagine there are two buyers, buyer A and buyer B. They wanted to purchase a refrigerator. So buyer A has gone through a lot of research, and buyer B also, they've gone through a lot of research, and they asked their friends, their families, their relatives, their colleagues. And finally, at the end of that research, buyer A found out that Onida's refrigerator is much better than other refrigerators. So he decided to purchase that Onida's refrigerator. And buyer B, they also gone through the same procedure. And at the end of the survey, at the end of the research, they found out that Samsung's refrigerator is the best among all the refrigerator brands in India. Like buyer A, there are a lot of customers for Onida, and there are a lot of customers for Samsung, right? In other words, we can say Onida could influence buyer A or those customers, and Samsung could also influence buyer B customers, right? Onida could influence buyer A, and Samsung could influence buyer B. In other words, we can say Onida couldn't influence buyer B, and Samsung couldn't influence buyer A, right? Now, I'm going to make some statements. Just listen carefully. Onida need not influence buyer B. I'll point it out. Onida brand, they don't need to influence buyer B, and Samsung brand, again, they don't need to influence buyer A. You may disagree with this statement, but when I add one more statement along with this, you'll definitely agree with that. If they are not competitors, even though they are in same segment, if they are not competing each other's, Onida brand, they don't need to influence Samsung's customers. Samsung brand, they don't need to influence Oneida's customers if they are not competitors in the same segment. Instead of that, what they have to do is they have to, use strategies to build their own UST. Have you heard about UST before? UST. You might have heard USP, right? UST. That means unique selling tribe. Unique selling tribe. Again, I'll show you an example. Harley Davidson, we all know that Harley Davidson is one of the major brands in motorcycles, and they are having some sort of customers. You can see in that image, their physique and their attitude and all. This is their UST. For this sort of customers, Harley Davidson is not just a brand, that's their emotion, right? So whatever happens to Harley Davidson, it will directly affect to this sort of customers. A few years back, Harley Davidson introduced some products, some kiddish products like socks, wallets and all. At that time, these tribes entered into market and start protesting. They entered into road and start protesting. Because what they're saying is Harley Davidson is Disneyfying the brand. Disneyfication means introducing some childish products like Disney, what Disney does. So Harley Davidson is Disneyfying their brand, so they need to change their strategy. That was their protest reason. So this is UST, unique selling tribe. Now the question is this: what is consumer behavior? In simple terms, what we can say is how and why customer make buying decision. Why customer buy a particular product? Why customer buy Oneida television or Oneida refrigerator, referring to our example? And why customers buy Samsung refrigerator? What's the reason behind that? If you could answer that question, definitely we can build our brand. Definitely we can make sales. Let me make a point very clear that consumer behavior is not a simple topic. It's the most complex topics in business because it's all about psychology. Human psychology is totally complex, and we cannot read one's psychology. We cannot, conclude. We cannot make any kind of solid conclusion out of this consumer psychology because each persons are different from each other. So we cannot make a solid conclusion on anything, especially in this consumer behavior topic. Instead of that, what we can do is we can identify some factors which directly connects to consumer behaviors. These are the factors. You might, if you are a commerce or management graduate, definitely you might have learned this topic. Factors influencing consumer behavior. There is cultural factor is there, social factor is there, personal factor is there, psychological factor, economic factor. And I swear we are not going to explain what is cultural factors, what are all social factors, personal factors, psychological or economic factors. No, we're going to give you some examples. We'll cover all these things, but through examples. Jeevan will handle that. So what we can do is identify these factors and influence these factors, then definitely we can make sales. So instead of changing consumers' behavior, it's not possible to change consumers' behavior. Instead of that, what we can do is we can influence through some strategies. And there are a lot of companies in the world who are deeply researching on this topic and try to influence consumers' behavior. We'll deal with that. So, Jeevan, can you hear me?
Yes.
Now, let me welcome Mr. Jeevan Uttaman, the training and research head of BRANDisam.
Thank you so much, Siju. Thank you for the introduction. And thank you for putting all the burden into my head of presenting this. And we are right now streaming on 5 different Google Meet platforms. So as you know, we have limitations in Google Meet. So we decided to put in 5 different platforms to tackle that. But now it's a burden. I have to handle all those 5 devices together. Anyway, we'll begin our presentation. So as Siju told you, this is not going to be a training program as we usually conduct webinars as a training programs, but this is not an interactive training program. This is just a very informative talk on consumer behavior. So beyond that, just an informative talk. But I'm quite sure this will be very helpful for your business and getting an idea of a global perspective of the new consumers in this VUCA world. So when we are talking about consumer behavior of the future, we have to talk about the generations. Like, as we know, we all talk about generation change and generation gap, and whether it's a reality or not. People from different areas concluded that there is different kind of consumers all around the world. So before begin, I would like to start with one of my favorite quote about consumer behavior. We buy things we don't need with the money we don't have to impress people we don't like. So to me personally, sometimes this is right. We buy things we don't need with the money we don't have to impress people we don't like. So whether it's true or false, or whether you agree with or not, consumer psychology, consumer behavior is a very interesting topic. So as I told, we have to talk about the generation change. So I think we already discussed with a lot of detail in the past webinars on marketing and all about this change. So let me briefly introduce these generations. So we have people who born between 1946 to 1964 around. So we call them baby boomers because they are the mass producer of babies in this world, and they cause they are the main reason for the overpopulation in the world. So, but these guys are very workaholic. They are leave to work people. And then we have 1965 to 1980s people who born in this time period around. We have Generation X. These guys are lived in the world where TV came to in our homes, fall of Berlin Wall like things. So they work to live. They not live to work. They work to live. And we have Generation Y. These people are born in between 1980s to 1994 around. These guys are called Millennials. Mostly, I hope most of you are watching this might be Millennials. And so there we started the digital revolution, terrorism, etc. And they're campaigning the work and life balance. They love their work, and of course they give priority to their personal life too. Then we have Generation C, 1995 and above people who are born on this period. So they are technoholic. Globalization, climate change, AI, machine learning, all those stuffs are inbuilt to them. So they work as a part of their life. So we have to go deep into this Generation Y and Generation C because these are your consumers or customers of future. So we can consider this Generation Y people 24 to 34 years old. Maybe their career path is determined by the switching roles frequently. They keen on mobility. They're socially vocal and aware. Then comes to this digital natives, Generation C. These are under 20 years old people. So they were critical and very selective. They are career multitaskers. They are technology intuitive. So I'm very close to these guys. I believe myself as a Generation C because when I started my training career in 2012, I started training people on that time. So they were students. They are these kind of Generation C students mostly. So their change is drastic, and I really love about that. But the problem is, who will be the future customer and how they purchase is a very crucial question in every business. So definitely this Generation C is the core part in this area. So we have to discuss a little more about this Generation C, unless we cannot go forward. So these guys are very social. As you know, they're not only social media guys, they in real life also they are very social. If you look into their college life and all, they are very socializing people. They love to travel. They love to hang up with friends and all. Then they are very they're kind of a multitaskers. They do a lot of things together. I've seen people who are chatting with different girls together, and mostly some of them are 70. According to some statistics, 72% of teens want to start their own business someday. I'm quite sure Siju has most of the time Siju get a message from different students who love to start entrepreneurship. So they love to be entrepreneurs. Of course, they are very educated. They are very much educated. They're constantly learning. They have at least on average they have degree. And of course, another important thing is their parents are also educated and they are also very tech savvy. They are kind of philanthropists, and they are natively digital guys, and they're very interactive and tech savvy, but they are less focused. I can say their attention span is around 8 seconds right now. According to new studies, these guys' attention span is about 8 seconds. Can you believe it? So that's why we shrunk this webinar into just I think mostly this webinar will be over within a half an hour, because we don't want to be a marathon webinar like what we have done in the COVID days. So hope you understand about these guys, this generation C. So now we are moving to the most important part, how this generation C guys are shopping. So unless we have to tackle these guys, we cannot run our business. So these guys demand sustainable shopping. What do you mean by sustainable shopping? If you look into world famous brands, for example, as usual, Apple, they have a separate page for environment. They say like this: the products you love also love the planet. They always talk about this kind of climate change, how to save Earth, all those things. They're very sustainable in energy, all the production lineup, and all things. So these Generation C people are very keen and very much selective about the sustainable shopping. Because of this climate change, they're getting more aware about this, and they're planning to shop this kind of products. So these guys care a lot about the planet and the future, and believe that the generations before them represented overconsumption, capitalism, and materialism. So as you can see, there's 100% recycled fabric. So these kind of products, they love to purchase this kind of products. So you can see this is a screenshot from Apple's website, apple.com/environment, and they say according I believe they in recent keynotes they already said that by 2030 they will be carbon neutral. Apple will be completely carbon neutral. If you look into their new offices, it's completely solar powered, and they're saying 34% of reduction in carbon footprint with M1 chip. Then there is no outer plastic wrap, and they even remove their chargers. And they say as I don't know whether it's good or bad, but they're saying it is for this nature. And most of them 100% aluminum enclosure in every product, and this kind of no mercury, no PVC, no, like they always talk about the sustainable product. Not only Apple, all the major brands including Google is trying to prove that they are focusing on the sustainable product. Why? Because these Generation C is very much caring about the sustainable products, so they have to invest on that. So Generation C consumers are more likely to buy sustainable, high quality product. They want a high quality product. And according to the reports from First Insight, 73% of Generation C consumers are willing to pay 10% more for sustainable products. So as you can see, this is first one is a screenshot from again Apple's website. They say Siri runs on clean energy. So if you look into Apple's ecosystem, we know Siri. So when you call Siri for anything, when it's sending an API to their servers, these servers are running in renewable energy. And another brand is this Mamaearth. So we have recently noticed this brand, which is very drastically changing the way people sell products in India. It's an Indian brand. Now we can see in our local city also, their products are everywhere. So if you purchase a product from their online website, they will plant a tree for you, and they will send you the photo of the tree by within 1 or 2 weeks. So actually we didn't know about this, and Siju bought a product from these guys, and after a few days they sent an image of Siju's tree. So why people care about all those things? It's definitely because it's a sustainable thing, and so this Generation C people are really caring about this. So that's a good thing, and of course they're focusing on the such things. So this is one of the very important point. they love sustainable products, so we have to focus on such products. And come to this generation C, they are the mobile first digitally native generation. Recently I have visited one of my cousin's house, and his daughter was there. She's around 2 or 3, I think 2. Her age is 3. She usually watch cartoons in TV. They have a smart TV, so she pick whatever she need. But I wonder how she choose that cartoons, and how she select things, because she don't know how to write, she don't know how to read, but she will watch whatever she wants. I really wonder. And when I observed what she was doing is, she was clicking on this Google Assistant button on the remote control, and she's telling like, I want to watch Tom and Jerry. It will play Tom and Jerry. So I was like blown my mind. Like I have the same TV in my home. I never use that button. So these guys are inbuilt by this kind of technologies. They are mobile first digitally native generation. So when I talk about this digitally native generation, I hope you remember this MTS ad, very old ad, but still this is very interesting ad. This MTS ad about that boss kid. So I hope you all remember this ad. Yes, so this is since they are very digitally native, they use social media for a long time, and so social media plays a significant role in their life, including shopping. So on the right side, you can see Marcus Brownlee. So as you know, he has a 50.6 million subscribers on YouTube. He's a tech YouTuber. How a tech YouTuber will get such a subscriber? It's not because people love technology. It's because people want to buy products, so they want genuine reviews from people. These kind of people will they will get more attention. So the social media seeks inspiration, research products are connected to their favorite brand. So they want to research about this product. So they definitely depend these guys. And this is a screenshot from last week. This is from Times Square, New York. They featured Marcus Brownlee on their New York this Times corner. So I believe only this has happened because of this recognition they're getting, because of these people are searching for them. And 60%, there's another statistics from later.com, 60% of Generation C in the US uses Instagram to discover new brands, products and services. So 48% of American aged 80 to 34 have purchased from social media. So these trends are tremendously changing. Like, we have a new term called social commerce. The social commerce is not a new term, but the social commerce is growing rapidly. This is a report on May 16th, 2 days back. 2020 social commerce market intelligence and future growth dynamics in Africa, Middle East. So startups are launching video shopping platforms for social commerce shoppers in UAE. So according to this report, this kind of purchasing habit, the social commerce GMV and the country will increase from $8,903 million in 2022 to reach more than that. So this is going to be a very, very huge deal because of the social commerce growth. And just to understand what is social commerce, we've had to look into much more details. In fact, the global social commerce market is estimated to be $89.9 billion right now, and is expected to be $604 billion by 2027 by Research and Markets. So what is social commerce? It's a subset of e-commerce where everything happens in social media. The product discovery, search, click to purchase, and post-purchase support. So I have seen several people running business only on this Instagram. They're putting their products there, they're listing their product. People are trying to purchase there. So we have a new option in Instagram called Instagram Shop. There's a button called View Shop. Then we can see based on the category we can purchase from there. So in other words, in one-step shop for people to discover, buy products. They can discover and buy products directly without any support from other websites. So it's a fully streamlined sales funnel that takes shoppers from inspiration to purchase in seconds. So I really don't want to go to any website to purchase things. If I can purchase things from a social media platform, I definitely purchase this from this. Why? Because we can directly watch the videos from there. We will get direct feedbacks from other customers, comments, and also which is more reliable. So people trying to purchase from this social commerce platforms. Plus, for US brands which access to Instagram checkouts, it's a new feature. I hope it will roll out soon in India. The shoppers can tap buy on Instagram to purchase without even leaving Instagram. Nowadays, you can see our brands are actually using another technique. Like if you purchase a product, if you want to purchase a product, you have to click the image, then go to the bio or click on the link they provided, then go to a shopping site, and then they have to purchase. But here, what they're doing is Instagram checkout is there. They can directly purchase from this Instagram. So, so what is the significance? If you look into other brands, like Facebook launches shops, an e-commerce featuring allowing business to build online stores for Facebook and Instagram. And I already mentioned about this Instagram checkout. It's a new mainstream platform where allowing users to make purchase without leaving the app. And this Pinterest, these guys are also introduced a shop tab to dedicate space for users to browse and shop in stock products and pins. Then TikTok shopping is on the horizon, and with the latest Shopify partnership. So, according to Business Insider, social commerce is expected to account for 4.3% of all retail e-commerce sales in the US by 2021. So, this is a huge deal. You can run a complete business without any any website or anything. You can solely run this business on Instagram. And of course, it's free. If you have to host a social e-commerce website, you have to spend dollars. But here, you have nothing. You can just create an Instagram account, and you can start creating your social account. Then share your content about your product and grow the audience. Then engage with your audience and build a community. And you can drive traffic to either your social media, either your e-commerce site, or directly you can sell products through this social media. And also you can give post purchase customer support through this platform. So we can say social 2.0 and social 3.0. This is visual social marketing, so where you can grow your business without anything, without any websites, anything. You can just need a social media profile, and of course it's free. So we have talked a lot about the social commerce. Now we have to talk about this influencers. So as you know, influencers have a great influence in our modern generation, the Generation Z. So compared to the old ages, Generation Z shoppers are less likely to trust companies. I don't really trust companies. I like to trust people. So of course they choose to follow influence on Instagram and YouTube. We have to high following and reach. So, study from Google shows 70% of teenagers who, for example, subscribe to YouTube channels and see personalities, YouTube as more relatable than traditional celebrities. So, this is also where they decide if the product is worth buying or not. Just imagine if you're a Malayali, those who are from South, who know famous YouTubers from Kerala. So, if someone like Mohanlal or Mammootty giving an advertisement about a product and on a TV, we just watch it and leave. But if a social influencer like Sujit Bhaktan or some people like that who's giving a recommendation, this product is good, people definitely buy, because we see them as people like us, so we trust them. So we buy things based on their suggestions and their influence. So as I mentioned about Marcus Brownlee, about the Times Square advertisement about him. Now, another aspect of this Generation Z is they are focusing on the mobile payments. So these guys are very much like about the mobile payments. They even don't know how to transfer from one bank account to another. They only know how to transfer through this phone pay or Paytm or Google Pay, like this. So recently we have statistics, like we are actually conducting a training program, individual training program for people want to build a business model. So it's a business model workshop. You can register at trainings.brandisam.com. So when we are looking into the statistics for the past 2 months, we are getting around 90% revenue through UPI payments. people 90% of the people opted for UPI payments on our website. This is really crucial. If you are doing a business online, you have to focus on this kind of mobile payments. So these mobile apps converts 157% more than mobile on web sessions. So even mobile wallets like Apple Pay and Android Pays are increased. Last week we have purchased some online products and services for our upcoming academy application. So we look into different options, but the only successful one was through this Android Pay. And it was so much cheaper than the other options. So we opted for that. So these cashless payments through mobile applications is really crucial, and you must upgrade it to these kind of things. These Generation C people really love this mobile payments. Now come to this Generation C. They really love authenticity, authentic brands. Authenticity is the key. This is a perfect example of an authentic brand, how they built a brand. This is, of course, PC Mustafa, and you already heard about this brand called ID Fresh. These guys are actually a huge brand. They are spreading all over India. What they have done is, in the initial stage itself, they marketed it as an authentic brand. They give a talk on Harvard Kennedy School, and they published a case study on how they developed that vada with the whole concept. So as you can see, Mustafa is giving a talk at Harvard Kennedy School, and he speaks at United Nations. So this kind of things made the brand more authentic. So consumers want to know the face behind the brand. The brand values, whether the brand is sustainable, and what the brand is doing for the community. Authentically, transparency and accountability are the important as the quality of the product. So these accountabilities goes there. So they initially built up this kind of accountability. So we can see there are different news cuttings about their brand. And even if you look at different YouTube channels, they have given talks there. And recently, I think last month, they introduced a new thing called Transparency. You can check out their website. What they're doing is they're live streaming their kitchen. If you look at their website, you can go through the live streaming option is there. If you click there, you can lively watch their kitchen and how it is producing, how things are mixing, how the people are doing there. So this is giving an incredible credibility to this kind of guys. So authenticity is very much important in today's branding scenarios. So these Generation C people are very keen, very critical. So they definitely prefer this kind of authentic people. So make sure you make your brand more authentic. And of course, people trust people more than brands. That's why these guys popping up everywhere. Now, another thing about this Generation C people are adoption of time-saving products. If you look into the current purchasing trends, these guys are purchasing a lot of time-saving products and services. Here are some examples I have listed. And the first one is just shown some same-day delivery options. We love this kind of same-day delivery options. When I was in Cochin, I usually prefer this kind of same-day delivery partners. So I don't want to wait for products. So second thing is a Oral-B electric toothbrush. Nowadays, people are trying to buy this product because they can easily brush it, which is a huge time saver for them. And of course, there is grated coconut from, of course, ID Fresh. These guys are really good at making products. So what they have done is they put the grated coconut. That's a product. So they plan to put the same coconut shell as a cover for this product. So people are really interested to buy such a product. But what I am talking about is this grated coconut is a time-saving product for people who is living in an urban area. And of course, there is a Apple tag is there, and a smart bulb is there, and a vacuum robot. Nowadays we can afford a robot in our home, which is making all the cleaning in our home. So this kind of robots are so familiar nowadays, and which is very cheap. Even if you can buy around 10,000 rupees plus, you can buy a vacuum robot. So all this kind of time-saving products are very, very crucial to these Generation C people, and they have a huge tendency to purchase such products. So when you are if you're a businessman, if you're planning to develop a new product, make sure it's a time-saving product. They definitely purchase it. And another thing is they full on embrace for health and wellness. If you look into major brands, they all are focusing on health. Recently, Google announced a smartwatch, which is they really partnered with this Fitbit. Of course, they acquired that company. So they're also focusing on the health side of this. So in the first side, we have green tea. They're suggesting more antioxidants. People after this COVID, people are preferring on health and wellness. And we can see a lot of smart bands, which is focusing on a lot of health benefits. How much steps you walk, what is your heart rate, and all those things, and which is mostly work with Apple Health app and all. And then there is this image is really connecting to me, because this is a sit-stand desk, which is very much important in my life, because I bought one. It's a huge cost, but why people are preferring, I prefer to buy this because I need to have a look at my back. I need to change my back pain, because this is a very nice product. If I press a button, I can sit down. The stand desk will automatically adjust its height to my height, so it's automatically adjusting like this. So this is quite interesting. I can press this button and adjust the height of this desk. So why I purchased this is I'm very conscious about my health. So I mostly sit in my home office, so I want to focus on my health because I'm not standing up enough. So this is a cool product. Then there is a lot of product like Pure Cult is a company who's producing enzyme-based cleaning products and all. And of course, we have the Mama Earth. All they are focusing on sustainability and also chemical-free products. They are taking enzymes and all from different plants, and they produce cleaning products which is pet safe, child safe. So why? Because all these Generation C people are focusing on the health, very crucial. And then the cycle kind of things, they are all selling for fitness focused. It's very the sales is high after the COVID. And then Apple has announced a Apple Care Health Plus, where people can lively access yoga classes and all from different people, experts and all. They have a studio exclusive for Apple Fitness Plus, Apple Health Plus. They teach yoga, exercise, Zumba and all those kind of things. So 57% of consumers now spending on health and wellness. This includes 46% of the consumers who are spending on services such as health checkups, gym membership, and diet consultations, and 40% of the consumers who are spending on their healthier food. This is actually based on an Indian study. And another aspect is, so we talked about this health case. Now, showing interest in the customized product. As I mentioned about my desk, so when I was purchasing the desk, you can see the right side there is a purchasing option where I can customize the product. I can choose the size of my tabletop. I can choose the controller. I have an adjuster. I can choose the controller. I can select the frame color. If I need a white color, I can choose white. Otherwise, I have black. Then the polished tint, I can choose for walnut finish or whatever finish I want. Then I have what type of tabletop I need. All these options are available there. And also I can adjust the power of the motor itself. So it's a fully customizable option. These Generation C people really love to purchase this kind of customized product. Even you look into Apple product, there is a special page for customization. You can engrave, this is not a huge deal, but you can engrave your name on the their products. If you're purchasing an AirPods, you can engrave your name. You can put your name there. If you wish to do, you can do that. And then another option is there's a Ibaco ice creams. They are providing an option to customize their product. We can customize their ice creams with different flavors. That's a very interesting thing. And of course, there is another company called Skincraft. where you can customize your hair care cream or hair wash based on your properties of your hair. From their website you can customize that product. So there's a huge potential in customized product. People are purchasing such products. I have actually seen this. The first product I have ever seen in my life is, there is a watch, probably Motorola in the past. They give an option to customize everything about the watch, the screen, the size, the bands, everything. Initially they provided. I believe they called it Moto 360 or something, but they stopped it later. But this kind of customization is very huge potential is there. So there are 4 ways customized products impact customer satisfaction. As I told you, this is very huge for generation C and also millennials. So you can cater to different customer requirements. You can gain loyal customer, and you can understand your customer better by giving this customization. If you're giving such an option on your website, people are trying to purchase in their own ways. You can understand which is more demanding, what is the taste of people from this region. All this analytics you will get, and of course you can boost your sales and business success. So customized product is the future. If you're a businessman, if you're planning to create a new product, make sure it is customizable. Even people are planning to purchase customized learning apps. Why people are preferring Byju's like applications? Because they have customization. They can watch the content at any time they prefer, based on their interest. Of course, some of these online learning platforms, especially English learning platforms, are giving an initial assessment to people, and then they give the courses. They create courses. Like we usually do when we are in the training business. We actually customize our product. When an organization or a company contacted us, we usually visit there. We study about them, we discuss about the needs, and we customize our training modules for them. So customization is a huge thing in the future business. Here is another example of customization. This is from Samsung. It's a small customization, but it made a big impact for them. This is a TV where you can customize the frame. You can customize the frame with different colors. There is 3 options: modern white, red, modern teak. So you can customize the frame of a TV, which is based on how your theme of your home is there. So this is all major brands are trying to customize their product. So product customization is the ultimate customer focused experience. So you definitely try on that. And another important study from India, especially India like country, is the rise of female decision makers. As you know, the women empowerment movements are growing on a large scale. So women as a decision maker is a thing to consider. A few years ago, this is a quote from BCG. A few years ago, gender gap in secondary education in India, which had been narrowing for decades and disappeared altogether. On the heels of these changes has to come another. Women now have the final say, the majority of the household purchases decision. So if you are someone who's creating household items, I'm quite sure 54% of the times these ladies are making the purchases. These ladies are the decision makers of the purchases. So that's why these home cleaning products are really focusing on sustainability, healthcare, and all, because they have to focus on the female decision maker. And if you closely look into their advertisement, they're definitely focusing on this female decision maker. So if you are a person who's on this business of household items, definitely consider female decision makers. They are the most important people in your business. Now, another aspect about Indian economy is we prefer for Indian brands over international ones. If you look into past 2 or 3 years, it's a huge change in our market. We love Indian brands. We started loving Indian brands. Especially look into automobile industry, Tata has ruling there. People love to purchase Tata products. Of course, there is controversial things about their service and all, but people love Tata. They love about the safety. People love about the things that Tata doing there. Recently, they launched several EVs concepts, and which is mind-blowing. Very, very interesting cars. So the Tata Nexon like cars are selling like anything. And then comes to our Mahindra. Mahindra has relaunched their brand identities, and their XUV 700 is a huge breakthrough in Indian car industry. Then comes to our other brands. Mamaearth is an Indian brand. Lenskart, Jio, Cafe Coffee Day, Zomato, Fresh to Home, Lakme, Byju's, Paytm. All these Indian brands. We love these Indian brands, and these guys are rolling India. So if you are if you're an Indian, definitely this is a good news for you, because people prefer Indian brands. So don't worry if you are your business is from India, because people love Indian brands. So this is a major change in our consumer trend. So here is another quote from BCG. 50% of Indian consumers will be international brands in favor of an Indian brand at least one category. Now it's a report from them. So here's a most valuable brands in India, 2020 in billion US dollars. We have HDFC Bank, LIC, Tata, Airtel, Asian Paints, Kotak, Jio, Flipkart, and all. So this is statistics. And comes to consumer psychology, a lot of things are happening there. So the framing is very important there. For these people, they are very cunning, but we have to tackle them. So just read the sentence. Would you rather have a 10% chance of mortality or 90% chance of survival? Which one you choose? People definitely choose 90% chance of survival. But what is saying is the both sentences are same, but their framing is different. So if you look into these two products, the first one says contains 20% fat. Another one says 80% fat free. First one contains 20% fat, and the second bottle say 80% fat free. Definitely we would like to purchase this 80% fat free product, but both sentences are actually same. The meaning is same, but people love to purchase the second one only because of the framing of the sentence is very crucial. We have to positively approach this customer. So this is doing all the brands for the past few years, especially Apple-like companies. For example, this is a very interesting, my favorite content in any brand's website. So they're talking about the heart rate sensor. Usually, brands will talk about this kind of technology, like it has a heart rate sensor which has this much capacity, this much accuracy, and all. But what Apple says is keep an eye on your heart with the heart health notification. Keep an eye on your heart. It's a beautiful sentence. So we consider someone is there to keep think about my health. So unconsciously it influences our mindset. So another example is priceless pets. So there you can see without words they're telling that the kid is there, so you can gift this kind of puppy to your kid. It is priceless. This is another framing is there, but through images. And there is another one by Apple itself. There are some ideas we want every company to copy. They're actually talking about their solar panel implementation of sustainable energy, but when you read the caption, we think this company is nice, these guys are nice, they want sustainable energy and everyone want to copy that, they are free to give that. The framing is so cute. And of course their advertisement says privacy matters. So this kind of framing is, of course, this generation C is very much concerned about this privacy, and also they are very much conscious in their framing of the sentences. And lastly, we have social proof, or we can say peer pressure. Which would you rather eat, the first or second? We can see there are a lot of people eating in the first cafe, but there is no one in the second one cafe. So people tend to go for the first one only because their peers are there. So the peer pressure is very important. And of course, on the right side, you can see there is a share button, as usually you see on most of these news websites. They say 19.8k shares and all. But quite frankly, that might be a fake one, but people tend to share only because we see sharing by most of people. So people tend to share that. So finally, it's up to you to find a balance between all the above. I have talked a lot about the trending consumer behavior and the Generation C. So you have to find a balance between all of the above that lets you keep a solid brand image. With creating products, experience, and campaigns that your customers will continue to love. So try to create products that your customers continue to love, and of course, love from BRANDisam. So do you want to add anything?
Well, thank you so much, Jeevan. Thanks a lot, and hope you all enjoyed the session and you got some insight about consumer psychology and all. And currently, we got 243 participants from 5 different platforms. Thank you so much for joining. As a final note, I wish to add that when you're launching a new product, don't just launch products. Launch emotion. Launch products which connects with some of the things which Jeevan already shared, whether it is performance or convenience or accessibility or risk reduction or time saver. Then you can only add value to it. Yeah? Then definitely you can shine in market. Definitely you can beat in market, beat in competition. So thank you so much for listening. Once again, thanks a lot for joining. Yeah.